Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 16 of the Knick the Hick. I am the Hick, Michael Brevard Decker, and with me as always is...
The Nick. What up, everyone? Big E here.
So, guys, basically last week, E and I, well, 2 weeks ago, actually, Eric and I, the Nick, decided that we were going to maybe play some Halloween games this October. And the one that we decided upon was a PS Plus game for the month, Vampyr, or Vampyr, however you want to pronounce that one, I suppose.
Yeah.
Vampyr spelled wrong. Probably both are acceptable.
Probably.
But yeah, so we did that. We did that the last couple of weeks. And other than that, I think we're also going to talk about that game for sure, but other games that we've been playing. So I'll let you go ahead and start, Eric. Actually, you know what I want to know more than anything? Last time I talked to you, man, you said that you and your wife were watching Halloween movies this month.
Yeah, we started doing that.
How's that going?
We started doing it. We had decided, so 2 years ago, I decided, I was like, hey, we should watch Halloween movies for the Halloween season. I was like, this great idea of watching 31 Halloween movies or horror movies, and it just was way too much. So we ended up just scaling back and just doing 13, representing the 13 days leading up to Halloween. So one of the things we did was we watched every Halloween movie, and that was pretty daunting, I guess, to say the least, because I don't know if you've watched every movie. Every Halloween movie?
Yeah, I think I have, and some of them are kind of rough.
Yes, some of them are rough, especially the
remakes.
The last ones. Yeah, the one with Busta Rhymes is pretty bad. Yeah. So then this year I thought, why don't we do Nightmare on Elm Street movies? Because those are the movies.
That gets rough too.
Yeah, but those are the movies I grew up with, so I didn't really have much of a connection with the Halloween movies like my wife does. But that was fun. So we started with the first one. Now we got to work our way down, but we got other movies we want to watch also.
When I was a kid, man, that's what I was into too. I was into Freddy.
Yeah, me too.
We watched Nightmare on Elm Street a ton, and then we also watched Jason. But I was real young then, and Jason was just like too scary.
Yeah.
So I liked Freddy because I was like, it's a dream, it's not real.
Yeah.
But there's a few of them early on, man, that they're pretty messed up.
The first one is pretty.
Yeah. Or what is it? It's like 3 or 5 where he's like eating a pizza and the little sausages are people. That one's crazy.
I think it's 5. I mean, it's either 4 or 5. Yeah.
Like the Dream Warriors or whatever.
Yeah. They start to get more comedic as they go on.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, he was a very scary character. I mean, the first one alone has a lot of disturbing imagery, I guess you could say.
Yeah, the first one's crazy. That's Johnny Depp's Virgin movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's his first movie. What else? So we started that and gotta watch the second one. I don't know when the last time you saw the second one, but the second one has become like a LGBTQ movie.
Is that the one where he goes running out in the pool?
Yeah.
Okay, I do remember the second one.
So, because the main actor was, he is gay, but he was in the closet at the time, and it's become kind of like a LGBTQ movie because the underlining of the movie is kind of about coming out in a way. So,
okay.
But it's interesting nonetheless. They made like a whole documentary about it. But I'm trying to think. So yeah, there's other ones. We've watched Friday the 13th movies, when it wasn't Halloween. So that's why we didn't do that one because we've seen them. We've done like marathons of them before. So that's why it was like I haven't watched the Nightmare on Elm Street movies in a row in like a really long time.
Yeah, I haven't either. I think the first 5, that's what I enjoy, really.
Yeah, I like the 6th one. I don't mind the 6th one. It's cheesy.
Which one's Freddy's Dead. Isn't that the one where it's
Sixth
like a
one. That's the
play
sixth one.
on the? Okay, that's the one with Wes Craven actually in it.
No, that's 7. 7 is
Okay.
New Nightmare.
That's the one where they're the characters of the
It's meta.
movie, and that's a movie. Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically it's his version of being meta.
Like Scream.
Yeah, right. So it didn't work. It didn't work with Freddy, so he ended up just doing like a brand new story, rather than taking the story he had already done.
Yeah. Yeah, that one I don't care for.
Yeah, that one. It was like he had the vision, but no one really got it.
Yeah.
Not until he did Scream. But I've been playing a lot, surprisingly.
Yeah.
So before you told me to play, which I wanted to play Vampyr when it was announced that it was free, but I was playing Skyrim and I was using mods. Pretty much because you were, or I would say I was influenced by you to do that. And then
did it lose the fun?
Not really, because I didn't go full out on it, meaning like I didn't max all of my levels or anything like that. But that fucking secret room, man, that cheat room
is the cheat.
Yeah, you don't need anything else.
No. I had so many other things before that one. And it's probably an old one, but it might have just populated that day because I was checking them every few days.
Yeah.
And then that one popped up. But I mean, I had a God ring that gave you like unlimited all this and that. And then I had to wear multiple rings. So another ring did this or that. But when you get in that room, you don't need none of that.
Nothing. You don't need anything.
Throw all that shit away. Yeah.
I mean, it even has like all the materials you need to build a house.
Yeah.
Along with, because a lot of those materials double up. So you'll have whatever, bear skin for the house, but you'll also have bear skin for the leather. So they just say everything's separated, so it was just a lot of fun just going through that room. I mean, I must have spent like close to 2 hours just in that room.
Dude, I have just went through the unique weapons, went through the unique armor, tore that shit down, built my own through materials, you know what I mean? And made my own shits, named them weird things. So, I mean, I spent a lot of time doing that too. You got to think somebody spent a long time curating that.
Yeah, a lot of fucking time. I kept thinking that, like, how much time it must have went through to just go through everything.
Because it's laid out perfectly. I mean, it's the shit. There were so many times I'd go play a mission and I'd be fighting something would happen. I'd be like, oh shit, I need to go do this and go back and get that. There was the one where I'm having that Thalmor embassy and you're having that party.
Yeah.
And I go talk to the guy and he's like, hey, where's your clothes at? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, your clothes you're supposed to pick up over here, party clothes, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, fuck that, I got a spot. Go back to my cheap place, pick out the party clothes and go back. I was like, no, I know a guy. It's okay.
One thing, so I was trying to, so like I said, like I wasn't doing the max. I wasn't maxing all my stats. I did smithing, and I was trying to max out alchemy, but it was still difficult because I can only have one ingredient. When you eat an ingredient, you find out one thing, what it does. But I was making a shitload of potions. And at some point, I was looking at the potions because I was using poisons, and it was health poisons, and the poison took away over 1,400 points of health. And I was like, when the fuck did I make this? I was like, holy shit. And like that, without using anything else, really, like none of the rings or anything, just using that potion and putting it on like a arrow or a sword, killed a dragon within like seconds.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, like that potion alone, you could just beat the game just with nothing else. You don't even have to max anything else. Just with that potion, you're good. Because I was like,
so
my God.
At the end of the room, like the obelisk or whatever that is, that fucking, I don't know what to call it. It's a little statue.
Yeah, with the shouts?
with the shouts. So back there on that table are cheats.
Yeah.
And money. Cheats and money was on that table.
Yeah.
Those chests for cheats and money. So one of the cheats was like full stamina, full health, full carry. So after I got that, I didn't need any rings or anything. I mean, I just got the cheats from there. So everything was one hit. I had that lightsaber sword that I was using. I would just pull it out and like not even make contact with people and they'd fall down.
It's insane. It's still fun though. I mean, like I said, without maxing all your stats, it's still fun. Yeah, but it's. I was like, I should have streamed this because this is a lot of fun just to show this rather than fucking struggling.
Like, all right, go to
shit
this.
I was doing.
Let me find somebody to sell this shit to, and let me go back and unload all this shit because I can't carry that much. Nah, fuck that, man. Let's go back to the spot. Let's go back to the crib.
Yeah, I've been because I've been showing. I've been recording them and posting them, and I ended up just like fast forwarding a lot of it, and some of it I went like ×9 speed because it's back and forth, and it kind of gets a little tedious after a while. But with the cheats, man, it don't matter.
No, it don't matter, and that kind of does take away a lot of the game because that is a lot of the game. Is planning out what to do with this, what to do with that. You need to go get this. Even with your map, like I had all of the locations and fast travel.
I didn't.
When you don't have that shit and you're trying to get all the way over the map, you've got to be like, okay, well I can go to this town, go around the mountains. You know what I mean? I got to plan maybe to go this way. Even though this one looks closer, actually the spots closer. You know what I mean? Are easier. Or at least no fucking giant nests or anything like that I got to go through. So like it takes a lot out of the game. Yeah. But it's still fun. I mean, just slaughtering.
No, it was still a lot of fun. I mean, like you said, like taking because they're enchanted weapons, but they're in the room. There are weapons, the same weapons that aren't enchanted. So you could then just take those weapons and mix any of the enchants that you want. So that's a lot of fun, and there's still like I only did the main mission, so there's still tons of other missions that I didn't do. So yeah, I played that a little bit, and then you suggested the Vampyr, and I've been playing that. And then I'm mixing in. This past weekend was the Call of Duty.
Yep, the beta, open beta.
The beta, the what's it called again? Cold War beta. So it was only for PlayStation this weekend, and next weekend's supposed to be cross-gen for everybody, crossplay. I'm not a big multiplayer guy, right? Yeah, but for some reason it was very enjoyable. I played all the way until like 4 o'clock in the morning, which I don't usually do. Yeah. I wasn't bad. I mean, I wasn't doing terrible. It was dependent.
Were you communicating with people?
No.
No.
I don't give a shit. No.
Did you download the Warzone?
No.
You just did the multiplayer?
Yeah, I just did multiplayer. Like I muted. I didn't want to hear anybody. It was creepy though sometimes because even though I mute, every once in a while I'd still hear someone.
Yeah, like, people just say shit around.
And I'm like fucking creeped out because I'm playing with headphones on too. So it's like, anyway,
you'll just get that one random like 9-year-old kid like, hey, how big is your dad's dick? Shit like that.
Yeah. Oh no.
That's why every time it's like, damn it, this is why I don't play this shit.
Exactly. No, but it was fun. They introduced a new map that they didn't have the last time, and I posted an article about it on Facebook, on our Facebook group, because it was supposed to be like it was called Cartel. So it was supposed to be like Nicaragua in the 80s, and there were these really large bushes that you could literally just prone in and then just wait for people to run by.
Just camp.
Yeah. I mean, that was the fun thing, was that there were places to camp, but it wasn't 100% perfect. Like I remember the last one I played, this is a while back, was the Modern Warfare 2. I used to do that a lot. And there were people that were just hiding in the dark like the whole time. And it was really obnoxious. But this it didn't feel like that. And like I said, I liked some of the maps. I really enjoyed the maps. Let's see. The highest I got was 14 kills in
nice.
one map. Yeah, and I got to level, I want to say 19. I think it was 19.
Or are they keeping the levels?
They didn't. They didn't. I don't
they didn't
know.
Last time. They didn't on the alpha.
Time.
I don't know if they will on the beta. They didn't on the alpha.
I don't know if they will next week, but they didn't from.
I don't remember them having scores last week, did they? Or a couple weeks ago. They didn't have ranks.
Yeah,
on
they
there,
did.
Yeah. Did they?
They had levels. I think they had levels.
I thought they had the preloaded. I thought they had preloaded loadouts. So usually when you have ranks and shit and like that game, you have your ranks can boost you on loadouts.
They did. The last time everything was already open, and this time you had to work for it.
Okay.
But it was.
You might keep them.
I hope that'd be nice. But I mean, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm trying to think. Those maps, though, like sometimes you get into the map and it's like, oh, I love this map because I really know the ins and outs and the corners and all this stuff. And then you go and you just get your ass handed to you.
Yeah, because there's people that are working together.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there was one map.
I mean, there's people that will play bait. They'll play bait, and two other guys will get, or three or four other guys will get corners. In a room, and they'll have somebody run bait, and they'll just fuck you up.
Happen. There's one called Miami, and there was I found a spot. I found a nice nest spot, and I would put like landmines, so they wouldn't come up behind me, and it worked out for a while. And I was looking out, and I noticed there was no activity from where I was looking. There was one corner inside the lobby of a hotel, and that's where everything was going on. And like my team was getting slaughtered, like every time they'd go in there and stuff. And I realized there must have been a few of them just holed up in that lobby, just all in different corners waiting for people to come in. And I was like,
just
fuck,
working together.
Man. Yeah.
Watching corners and shit,
cool,
talking to each other like
yeah. Well, I mean, that's how you have to play, right? You
do.
Schmuck who doesn't even have a fucking microphone, who just like, I'm
See,
like
I've
wolf.
I've never gotten into multiplayer that much because I've just sucked so bad at it. Like this was from like Call of Duty 2 and fucking Call of Duty 3 days, on Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I'm better at like the fantasy ones like Halo and like Destiny now. Like I'm better at those that you got fucking, crazy jumps and shit. But on Call of Duty, dude, I've never been that great at multiplayer. So I did zombies. And when you're doing zombies and shit online with other people, like you have to talk to each other. It's a fucking must,
Right.
People got to watch, you're watching this gate, you watch that gate. You got to start fucking working together, circling each other. You got to start talking to each other. Like if you want to, this is old school zombies. I don't know how much of it still applies to the newer shit. Probably does, but you got to fucking talk about, if you're leaving crawlers, how many crawlers, and, not to kill the fucking last crawler, shit like that.
Right.
But yeah, once you get a clique that actually fucking listens to each other, those games get to be a ton of fun.
Yeah, and I could totally, like, you get your friends who listen to each other. They, that you do really well. But most of the time I was on the winning team, which was nice. But yeah, and then speaking of multiplayer, I'm also playing Super Mario Brothers 35.
Okay, so how far are you getting in that? What's the farthest you've gotten?
In terms of levels or like worlds?
No, your place.
Oh, 5. That's the furthest I've gotten. It's 5.
I got 8 once.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's super difficult.
When I got 8, it was the same 8 people for a fucking while.
Yeah.
Like, off the bat, those guys dropped quick, and then you get to about 10, and it's the same group for a long time. And there's like the top 3. Like you look at their coins, like you're not fucking touching them. Those dudes, How many Koopas got thrown at you?
A lot. I mean, the problem is every time I play, it's always World 1-1, 1-2.
Yeah, I play World 1 all the time. A 1-4.
Yeah,
fucking the one with the fish. I hate
or
that
1-4. Like, yeah,
1-4 is a castle, right? 1-3 is the
1-4.
fish. 1-4's castle, right?
No, the fish is I think like 2 something. It's 1-3 is fine. All the ones are fine. It's like 2-1 or 2-2, something like that. I haven't gotten that in a while.
Fish.
Yeah, I haven't gotten it in a while. But the problem is when you're just dealing with Koopas and turtles and stuff, that's not really much of a threat. You know, you're throwing that at them. You have to like go to like 4-1, you know, or even the fish, one. But everyone fucking hates the fish one, and nobody likes that one.
Well, yeah, because
when
you get fish on your side, all those fucking gray ones, dude, you can't even move.
Yeah,
you get the
squids.
Fucking many of them.
If you get the squids,
if
you send the squids to people, and then the 1-4, the last level is always best because if you can kill Koopa, then that's something. But you need Hammer Brothers. You need the Cloud. What's it called? The Cloud guy.
Yeah.
You need that.
You need coins. You got to have a shitload of coins.
Well, you know, what's good with coins is the 1-ups.
Yep.
The 1-ups are good. I've watched other people's videos to try to get an idea of how to be a little bit better at it. But I can only play like 3 or 4 times because it's pretty frustrating after a while.
Are you playing it handheld?
No.
No, okay.
The controller, yeah.
So then you're probably the same thing that I'm having issues with. I have issues seeing the screens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the videos that I was watching, you got to pay attention to them because that deal in the middle, that's what you're selecting who to attack or what type of player to attack. You know, coins that goes after the person with the least amount of coins, so you can click them. Okay, that guy, and fucking goes after that. You know, like. But that's the issue I have with it. I just keep it on random and just play because I can't see the other screens very well.
No, yeah. Well, it's also difficult to split your time between what you're doing and what they're doing. And I think there's a way where you can just pick one of the boxes yourself without having to do the randomizer or any of that. But again, if you're not paying attention to those windows, then you don't really know what they're doing. Yeah, that's
pretty cool that they gave that to us. It's fucking stupid that it's just till March 31st.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like, because they did the same thing with Tetris 99, but it's like they did that 2-3 years ago, and we still have that. I don't understand what they're getting at. If they want us to play this game, they want us to unlock these little icons and shit like that for progressing, you know what I mean, the levels, to just take it away from us, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's like, guys, that's not how that works.
Yeah. I think my only problem with it is not unlocking the other levels.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how that works. Or
I'm with you. I've just played in the worlds, I think 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's really it.
And for me, it's mostly 1 and 2.
It's mostly 1. I run so much 1.
Yeah. Even if you vote for another one, it's always 1. It always starts off with 1. So that's like the most frustrating part because it gets very repetitive. But then other than that, I've been playing Animal Crossing. I've been grinding at the Animal Crossing mostly, trying to get all those Halloween stuff.
Okay, so yeah, are you moving forward in time?
No.
Okay, so yeah, yesterday was the first day I think this month I haven't played.
Okay.
And my wife got on my ass for it. Because I usually log on for me and log on for her and get our fucking candy at least every day and a DIY. I get our DIY and the fucking candy.
Oh, let me ask you a question. Wait, you get the DIY for the pumpkins, right?
I get it from you get them from your you have one
neighbors
citizen each day that builds shit.
Okay.
So I've got Spooky Carriage, Spooky Scarecrow, I've got the Arch, I've got the fence, the Spooky Fence, the Jack-o'-lantern stack, the 3 stacks, are the 3 Jack-o'-lanterns stacked on each other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the hay deal with a Jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, I got that too.
And then the candy set, pumpkin table, and a pumpkin chair.
All right, so one citizen every day gives. Yeah. So you got to go to their houses then, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
All right, I got to do that.
Yeah, just check all the houses with the lights on.
Because I've been farming and I've been getting the candy, and I've been buying the shit that's in the store, and that's about it.
Because you're supposed to, usually for seasonal shit, like the balloons that fly usually drop shit. My island's not dropping nothing.
Me neither.
Fucking money, money
Me
and
neither.
stupid log stakes and shit like that. Stupid ass DIYs.
Yeah, me neither. Also, this is something I just learned. I didn't realize this with shooting stars. That there's a shooting star for each. What's it called? Zodiac.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fucking know that because I barely got stars to begin with.
So Celeste, right? Blather's sister, the red owl.
Yeah.
So she'll give you a DIY. Whatever that DIY is, that has the zodiac,
Yeah.
its name in it.
Yeah, I got one for Libra, I think.
Yep. And I've got some for. I think it goes with it over, like. I think my shit will be for Southern Hemisphere, and your shit will be wherever it's at right now in Northern Hemisphere. You know.
Yeah. I forgot what it was. I think it might have been Libra.
But dude, people are so after that shit that like, my wife's in a couple Animal Crossing Reddits, and when somebody has Celeste on your island, they box her in, and they'll like charge people. You know what I mean? Fucking
to come over.
Tons of bells and fucking because she doesn't come around very often, especially for meteor showers. Yeah. They don't come around because you can go to somebody else's island, do the meteor shower, and the next day on your island will be all your star bits.
Yeah. Wow. Oh wow. Even if you go to someone else's, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's still yours. Well, so one night my wife and I did like 400 or something. Like we did a ton. We were like, oh my god, we're never gonna need stars again. Only to come to find out, we wake up the next day and like 20 is the fucking max. You know?
Wow. So what happened to the rest of them? They don't show up, or it's the next day?
Yeah. They just we just wasted our time. We spent like 3 hours looking up and fucking nodding.
Yeah. I did it and I missed a day. I missed the next day. So I missed them, showing up on the beach. And but that's it. 4 games. Pretty much.
So Vampyr, what do you think?
I like it, and I got some problems with it.
Okay. Where are you at in the game?
I just got to chapter 5. So,
okay, so you're just one chapter away. So
all right, I was just gonna ask you how much further do I have?
6 chapters and a prologue, and the prologue's actually pretty fucking long. You don't really play anything. You don't fight anything in the prologue. It just wraps up the story really good.
All right.
But right now, where you're at, so you just beat the actress chick, right?
Yeah.
And now you're on chapter 5. Was that the last person that you killed? Was the actress chick?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you've got one more mini boss. If we consider her a mini boss, because there's one big boss at the end of the game, right? So they're all lesser bosses. You have one more little boss like her.
Okay.
And then you have the game-ending fucking boss.
Okay.
And after you beat the next one, the story vamps up like 100 miles per hour. Like, I've played this game twice, but because I've only made it to about this 5th chapter every time, or both times, like, I didn't even know this fucking game, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. The game's ridiculous. The story is nuts.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question. You had told me that now, when you were approaching the last chapter, you were just going to start feeding off of everybody.
Yeah.
So you did do that. And when did you start doing that?
I did it after I beat your next boss. After that. After that, it says, hey, go to these 3 different places and start wrapping shit up, basically.
Okay.
So I didn't kill everybody, but I did kill like 7 people. But what I did is I went online and I looked up weapons that I wanted. Because if you've ever went around and you've seen like locked chests, it's that person that you kill them, you got to get a key, and then you get the fucking weapon. Sometimes the weapon's on them, but most of the time it's in that chest. Or it's a fucking key to some other place to open up some other shit.
Yeah, which I have not discovered. I've gotten some keys, and I still haven't unlocked stuff because I didn't know, because it's not in their home. It's not.
How much reading have you done?
Not that much.
So just go through.
No, I done that.
I did that. Okay, and just hit them.
Yeah.
Because it will open up little side stories and
hints, like a lot of hints. Yeah, a lot of hints.
Yeah, a lot of hints. Yeah, so I killed like 7 people,
Okay.
I kept them all healthy. That's the bitch, is keeping them healthy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's the bitch.
Yep.
And if you unlock their hints too, you can max them out. So
Yeah.
that little health
And
bar will get even
that's
farther
difficult.
too.
That's
That is
difficult
difficult
too.
because you make
it's
one
not,
wrong choice and it's fucking empty. It's gone.
And then it's not always, you don't always get the hints based on what you say to them. Sometimes it's like you just said, like picking up a letter or a piece of paper or talking to somebody
another
else.
person.
Yeah. So I gotta, some of them, because I've already killed a few people. So, and I'm trying to kill the characters that aren't great. Like, aren't the greatest characters. They're real pieces of shit. But yeah, I have to look into some of the other hints. Because there's a lot of characters I've spoken to over and over again, and I haven't unlocked all their hints. So it's a little bit difficult. But, man, the story, I love the story. And I don't know if Andre said he played this or finished this, but
he played it a little bit, he said.
Wonder what he thought of the story, because this story is like deep.
I don't think he really got into it too much.
Dude.
So when that came out, that would have been 2018, would have been what,
yeah,
like
it
God
was.
of War.
June, oh, yeah, 2018.
Fucking God of War, Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but early on, when he gets to the hospital, when the doctor says to him, hey, why don't you come to this hospital and work for us? Something clicked in my head, like a light bulb clicked in my head, and I thought this game would make an awesome TV show. An amazing TV show. Because the thing with this story is it's multi-layered, extremely multi-layered. Mm-hmm. There's like at least 4 different groups of vampires. Yeah. This is like all like almost like a hierarchy of vampires. There's different factions of people. I mean, you meet, how many, you must meet like 50 different characters that aren't characters that just come and go.
You have to go out of your way to find some of them. There's so fucking many. You know what I mean? I've played this whole game and beat it and probably missed like 2 characters.
And you get into their lives, like you really know their stories, and obviously becomes missions, but then you don't necessarily have to. It's like you said, it's like this give and take, like to do their missions, to get to know them, gets them healthy, and then if you do kill them, you get like a shitload of XP points. Yeah. But with that aside, see, that's the problem with video games is you could have a weak story and just good gameplay. But this has just such a strong story that it would work as a TV show. And like TV shows, if you notice TV shows, they love making vampires into other occupations. Yeah. Like vampire cops. So I don't think they've ever done a vampire doctor. So it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And that's the whole point, is that he wants to do good, but at the same time, he has to feed on these people that he's trying to save.
Yeah, he's a motherfucker. So how do you feel about like the overall, basically, it's not the plague, it's Spanish flu, but isn't that like just eerie how like on the nose?
Yeah. That's going on today. Yeah. There are tons of posters. There's things to saying like don't enter this infected area and like quarantine all this propaganda. Yeah, quarantine zone. And I was like, dude, this is just hitting home so close.
Or how many dead bodies have you ran across that were like wearing a mask?
Yeah. Yeah, there's one character that you meet that you have to help.
Yeah, and the sewers that you tell him, get your ass back out there.
Yeah.
That's what I hate. So it's him, and then there's a Chinese chick in Whitechapel. You got to talk these bitches to get back to the communities, because if you don't, every time their asses get sick, you got to go all the fucking way out of town to go give them their medicine. So I'm like, get back with your fucking people.
And that would probably be one of the negative things about the game is you find yourself just running around, and the streets are like labyrinths. And a lot of what?
Oh no, you're right. They're labyrinths. And you get sucked in because you're like, you need to go right, but there's like, there's a little group up there. I'll fuck them up real quick and get my XP. And then there's another little group, and then another little group, and you're
it gets worse.
Kicking ass, going through them, and then you turn around and you're like, oh, where the fuck am I?
Yeah, and it gets worse as you go on, because I've noticed that depending on what part of the map you've unlocked, there are more and more people. And that's the other thing is there's vampire hunters, there's vampires. And then eventually there are vampires who hunt other vampires. Those are the ones that like suck your blood out, and those are really difficult to fight. And there's just so many different kinds of enemies to run into.
So
and sometimes they're fighting each other.
Yeah, no, they're always fighting each other.
Yeah.
So there's the skulls, right? That's like the lesser vampire. But then because of that chick that you fought in the theater, they fucking get this green gas and shit. So once you kill those, the bloated ones, they fucking explode.
They blow up. Yeah.
And then, those great big werewolf-looking motherfuckers. Yeah. There's toxic, and I didn't even play this last time I played the game, but there's toxic ones of those.
Oh, boy.
Too.
Jeez.
And then that dude, Fergal.
Yeah.
Once you progress in the game, there's fucking those dudes out in the street.
Yeah. Yep. I was a little confused because I was like, I thought I killed him.
Yeah.
But
they all have different names, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they turn out just to be their own kind of
vampire.
Breed of vampire. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying about, it being a TV show is because, also I'm playing this on headphones. The music is fucking beautiful. Good. I love the fucking music. So I'm playing on headphones, and, the part where he comes across his sister was scary as shit because he's like whispering in your ear. And so I have headphones on, so it sounds like someone's talking behind me. And that part was so like heavy, really like emotionally heavy.
She was psychotic.
Yeah. And it was great because it's his fault. So there's a lot of inner turmoil, inner drama, and that's why it's like perfect for a TV show for that reason.
What weapon loadouts do you go with?
I have a two-handed. I have a two-handed one.
The barbed.
It is barbed. I think it is barbed. It's fucking awesome. It's like it takes a lot of stamina out. But
so hear me out. So Dr. Rakesh, right? The Indian doctor who's doing some shady ass shit, selling shit.
Yeah.
Kill him. Because he's got a masterworked cutting saw.
Yeah.
You already have one of those, but you have like the cheap one that you got in the hospital.
Yeah.
But he's got a badass one that when it kills, it gives you blood. When you slice people, it fills your blood meter back up.
Mm-hmm.
And that one maxes out at like 220 or something like that. Like really high. So I got that, and then a Trechion, like a club basically. And that's done. I think I maxed that out to like 43. So I mean, you club somebody twice, no matter damn near who it is, and they're on the ground and I'm sucking blood, But Milton's shotgun, dude. Milton's the ambulance driver in Pembroke Hospital.
Yeah.
Buy his shotgun and then max that sucker out. 691 XP. It's the highest in the game.
Okay.
And after that, I maxed out. See, because I've played this game before, and I knew it was the shit that worked and the shit that was just worthless. Because before I just buy everything, and like the blood spikes, they look cool, but they're not really that effective. So I like the shadow mist, the bomb. That's the shit to go for. So I would just max that out. And on the top layer, because when you go to the bottom one, when you keep maxing that out, it does like this, I don't know what to call it, like a hurricane basically, or a tornado. It just spins around, and they can run out of it. It doesn't really hurt them.
Yeah, I don't use that.
But it gives you a bunch of blood. But most of the time, I never needed blood anyways.
Right.
So I like the one that explodes.
I'm using the one the one that you throw and it explodes on people. Okay. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah. You aim it on him and he just goes like this, and it comes from underneath him and.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only special that I bought. That's it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And then what I did is I maxed out bullets and I maxed out your shots.
Yeah.
Your shots just bullets. And max out that shotgun, dude. That shotgun you get it to where you've got 13 shells on you, and any boss battle, dude, you just fucking circle around them and empty out your shotgun, and those.
All right, I'm definitely gonna do that then. Yeah. I do. What was I gonna say? I bought the special. The one I use is the shadow guy. You know, where you like become this like figure, and it just starts attacking everybody at once. I do the sprint. Yep. You know, when you like teleport a little bit towards somebody. What else? I've been starting to really get those. Oh, I got one where it freezes people, basically. It does something to their blood. I really like that.
Yeah, coagulation.
Yeah. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, that one's cool. I didn't mess with it. The only one I messed with was just that shadow bomb. And then, like I said, I put all my experience points into I maxed out my bite damage, my blood that I took in from bites.
Yeah,
I maxed all of that out instead. And my health and my stamina and my blood, like the actual blood meter itself. Like I maxed all of that out. And I only did that one special and then all the ammo and all the syringes that you can carry.
Yeah, I haven't really been fucking with the syringes too much. But
yeah, when you're in a boss fight and they catch you a couple times,
I know. Yeah.
It's cool to hit that.
It does
just
help.
The health one real quick.
Yeah. Okay, so what don't you like about this game?
The traversal, just getting around. Getting around's a bitch. I didn't like on this PlayStation version, it kept freezing up on me. Like probably 3 or 4 times. The game just stopped completely.
Has it done it recently?
No.
Yeah, it hasn't done it for me either.
Not recently. In the last couple of days, but over the weekend,
no.
Dude, probably about 4 or 5 times where it went so bad it went to the blue screen where it's like, did you want to make a complaint? You know, that's
yeah. Suggested actions,
there's a few things I don't like. I don't like that. I love all the story stuff, but I hate how much you have to click and how long you have to be into that to do some things. There was something. I hate that, you know what I mean? You just wear the same shit the whole time.
That's true. When it first started, I was like, all right, we're going to get some cool looking gear.
I bought the $2.99 DLC, and it's just like a different suit. That's it.
Yeah, that's a little annoying.
I don't know. There's not too much I don't hate about it. I hate that you're transversal. The fighting isn't bad. The action isn't too bad. You know what I mean? Especially once you get used to it.
No.
It works all right.
No fast travel. Really kind of annoyed me. And I had to message you. And I was like, there's no fast travel, right? I mean, just to be clear, because it was annoying because it's a pretty big map.
Big.
Yeah, it's a decent map. And just constantly, the fact that a lot of the alleyways and the streets look very similar. So it's difficult to figure out where you're going. And the map or the mini map isn't really that much help. In most games. And there's a lot of dead ends and there's a lot of little alleyways, so it's difficult. I remember trying to get to the cemetery, and getting to the cemetery is difficult, and being in the cemetery was difficult. Running around. I'm trying
the first time this time around I tried to get to the cemetery, I went through Whitechapel because I was like, that's probably faster, and I know my way around there pretty well. Yeah. And you couldn't even fucking get in that way. You had to go all the way back around Pembroke, and I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Or the docks. The docks going to the west docks and having all those gates locked. And it's like, when are we going to get to this part of the game? And then even going from the west docks to the hospital, it's just a lot of running. So no fast travel was just amazing. This is a part of my grievances with the game, but the loading.
Oh,
the God. Loading is the worst part of the game for me.
There's one spot in Whitechapel, because I'll go to each town or sect and I'll make my medicines there,
Yeah.
except for Whitechapel, because when you open that door to your
Yeah.
hideout, you fucking get
It's a
hit
load.
with that.
It's a
Yeah.
load.
And I'm like, why? Why is
I'll
this
tell you
one?
what. Well, this is why I think. So that's one of the only hideouts that has multiple doors. And
Yes.
one of the other doors leads to a hallway where at one point there were enemies. So
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why, because it needs more of a, needs more, you know what I mean? Like you're not just going into an empty hallway or going into like you're actually going into action. So that's the only thing I could think of why. But that adds in to my big problem. So first off, the loading screens are awful. Once I timed one, and it was well over 30 seconds. And it may not seem
that's
like a
fast
lot.
then. I think they were about 2 minutes sometimes.
But the problem is you should, like, this game. All right, let me ask you this question, all right? The graphics are okay. The graphics are decent.
Okay.
You think they're better?
No. That's actually my biggest issue of this game.
Okay.
This is like one of those games where they fucking probably had a release date and actually released it on the date instead of pushing it back and instead of hitting some crunch.
Okay.
To get that to get that polish. The polish that everybody talks about.
Right,
so have you ever noticed? I thought it was I thought my TV was fucking up. I really did. But it happened multiple times. The first time was in the West End in his house, in his actual house.
Manor? Yeah.
Yeah. So when you go in a corner, you see all these fucking lines.
Yeah.
Like your TV's fucking up.
Yeah.
And then I went out of the room and I looked around. And I was like, okay, now it's gone. And fucking, I went outside and I was like, now it's gone. And I went back to that same spot and I was like, oh, this game, like you guys, this looks fucking bad.
Yeah. Do you ever? No, go on. I'm sorry.
I don't know if it's an artistic design, but like wooden doors, they look like paint, like fucking finger paint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's not, because nothing else in this game looks like that. You know what I mean? So that can't be like a design of the game. That's just shitty, you know?
So like when you go into a room and you're looking for stuff, like things will kind of highlight, but at the same time, sometimes in rooms, you'll see like a little glare and it will be on the wall and it's just glass. And it's like, that seems so weird because you can't tell between the two. Is this something I have to search through or is it just like a glare on the wall? I thought that was very distracting and very confusing. But I thought like the faces, people's faces, characters' faces and movement, they don't always match up with what they're saying. So I thought that was an issue, but I thought the look of the characters were good. I thought the look of the villains were good, but just something like you said, it just seems off. And that plus the load times, plus the fact that there's no fast travel, does this even feel like a game from 2018?
No, it feels older.
Yeah, I thought.
So it was when it came out. It's a 7 out of 10 game.
Yes.
And I was like, that's fitting. And then it was successful. It sold 1 million copies. So that is a successful game. Yeah, it's a successful game. But it's Don't Nod. And that's what I was talking about in last week's podcast, in the Gamers Network podcast. I was telling Dre, I said, I fucking totally forgot or spaced or never even realized this is Don't Nod. So that's the same people that Microsoft bought, and they're doing that Tell Me Why game.
Yeah.
And what's that other one that they're always talking about?
The Life is Strange?
Just like all the Life is Strange stuff. And then they had another one like CaptainBD. So they do those types of games. They do like Telltale types of games.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Which there are
definitely elements like
this.
That
a little bit. Yeah, there are elements of that.
You do. But then it's got an RPG action game, you know what I mean, to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool, they should do more of this. Like they should do more of this action RPG stuff.
No, I
7
agree.
out of 10. Probably, definitely not their forte, I would say, as far as games go. Don't Nod, you know, not what they're known for. Not that style. The story, dude, I almost just want to tell you about the story.
Oh, the
about
end?
where this fucking game goes, yeah. It's nuts.
It's not an ending based on how many people you've killed, is it?
Oh yeah. The
Oh
prologue
fuck!
depends
Really?
on who you kill
All right.
or who you
Yo,
choose. So have you got to that
what?
old ass man that wants to be a vampire?
No.
He's
Is
in
he
the
part
West
of the
End.
club? Is he in the
He's in the
club?
West End.
Oh
He's an
no,
old
no,
ass dude in the West End.
no.
So it matters what you do with him. It matters every pillar of the community. You have to make a choice basically at some point to do this or
Yeah.
do that, and the ending fucking matters for all of those choices.
Yo, you said to me, don't kill a pillar. So wait, let me tell you this quick story.
She
This is
ends
what
up. So check.
What?
Okay, so you
Go
killed
ahead.
her,
I'm sorry.
right?
Go ahead.
You killed Dorothy, right?
Which one's Dorothy? The
The
nurse?
nurse. That's when the Whitechapel nurse.
Yeah, I didn't really kill her, no. But I
Okay.
forced her to leave, like, enchanted her, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
And then she turned into a vampire.
Then did you kill her?
Yeah.
Okay. I left
She
her
was
ass
tough.
alive. I left her ass
Really?
alive and just kept her in there because I wanted everybody else. I wanted the economy to still fucking keep going.
Right. Yeah, she was tough. And I was like, what? I didn't realize she was. First of all, I didn't know she was a pillar, and then second of all, I didn't realize that doing what I did was going to have those kinds of repercussions. That she ultimately died. And I was like, oh no! And it plummeted the area. I had to do a lot of work to bring it back up.
Yeah,
because it
it
really,
does.
really brought it down.
Fucks it all up. It made it critical.
Yeah, it made it critical. But I was able to bring it back, because like you said, you always have to make sure everyone's healthy.
And that's just kind of weak. It would be cooler if it had more purpose. Like if every time I did it, their blood would get better.
Yeah.
So it does get better, but it gets better to a point, and then you have to unlock all this shit.
Well, their blood gets bad. Their blood gets bad when they're sick.
When you give them the medicine, it just goes back to where it was.
Yeah, it just goes back. It doesn't get any better.
If it just increased it each time, or if there was like this person started off with a migraine and then it went down to a fucking cold and then it went down to fatigue and you fix them along the way and then, now this person's good and their health's all the way good, then that would be cool. Like that would be a reason to fucking do it. But it's like, no, man. If you get 4 people one day, the next day that's the whole fucking rest of them. And it's just like that every single night.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like this is an unfinished game. And it's really sad. Was it $60 when it first came out?
Yeah.
Dude, this was not worth $60.
Had to be $60.
There was no way this was worth $60.
And then it was a game on Game Pass for when Microsoft bought Don't Nod for about a year. It's not now, but it was for about a year.
Yeah, because oh shit. I'm looking at the Wikipedia and I just completely missed this. So they said in 2018, it was announced that Fox 21 Television Studios had optioned the game as a series. Let's see, Mick G, I hate Mick G, but was set to serve as executive producer. So this was in 2018, like right after
when it came out.
Yeah, right when it came out. But that's all it says. Because, dude, like, the story alone, for me, the story alone gets like an 8 or an 8.5. Like, it's really good. Probably higher, but it's really good. The game itself, what?
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say the game itself was a 7, maybe a 7.5.
Yeah. I've just really liked the RPG elements.
Yeah. Yeah, the RPG elements is good.
Upgrading your weapons, upgrading your loadouts as far as your specials and your fucking different abilities. And you can make a loadout of what type of character you want. If you want it fast or if you want somebody that stands your ground and just fucking obliterates people. I mean, you get about 3 different loadouts that you could build. Mine was more of a tank where I just fucking stood ground and just fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And then I also like to where you talk to people, you get hints. different missions open up, different pathways open up. Going there and getting different shit. Sometimes you get a different weapon, or sometimes you might get hell of fucking experience points towards you can put that back into your, your UI and fucking build your character up some more. So I mean the fighting style is not bad. It's not great.
Not bad.
It's not bad. It's not great.
You locking on to people sometimes gets a little muddled because you kill one person and then the locking system is like off, so you have to like put it back on.
If you get too close to somebody and you kill them, and you're in a corner, it seems like it just disappears completely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Where you have to jump back out and relock.
And then redo it. Yeah, it definitely does disappear.
I don't like the no jump.
Yeah, I love the teleporting to certain areas.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I was like, you can't jump. That's weird. You could jump down though.
Yeah.
But you can't jump. No, I thought that was weird. It's not worth $60. It's not worth $60. It's an unfinished game. And this game could have been a 9. It really could have been a 9.
Oh yeah.
It has so much potential. I mean, I love it. I do like the game.
It's a game. I've played it twice. I played it when it came out, and I made it to right about where you're at. I killed that person, and then actually no, I was on the next boss, and he's fucking hard. But I made it that far, couldn't beat him, just stopped playing it. Other games came out. I'm pretty sure, that was fucking Spider-Man year, baby. That was fucking God of War and Spider-Man that year. So we're all definitely playing other games. And so then the next time I played it was when it came out on Game Pass, and I think I made it to about Fergal. So it's like one of those games that you're like, oh yeah, this is the shit. And you get into it, the story's great, it's feeling good. And then you're just like, I'm tired of walking around, Just fucking tired of walking around. So yeah, if they had different fast travels or just make it open world, you know what I mean? That's with the traversal style that's in this game, it would fit open world, but it doesn't fit, you know what I mean, the linear open world shit that it's going for.
No. Yeah. I just want to say 2018 was Detroit Become Human, Far Cry 5, Black Ops 4, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Monster Hunter, Spider-Man, God of War, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's a year, dude.
Yeah,
that's a year that Vampyr didn't stand a chance.
No, it didn't.
No, last year stood a chance. This year it would have done all right, probably.
Well, yeah. Well, this year, Trash Fire would have done better than. But it just, I remember Andre and I, we went through the games in 2018 and the ones we wanted to play, and we both said we wanted to play that. I really wanted to play this.
Yeah.
And then when it came out, and we've talked about reviews before and how we don't like to listen to reviews or reviewers, but when a game gets a 7 across the board,
yes,
that usually means it's not that great,
But
I mean,
but some people are like, most people for 7s are like, eh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think this is a little above that, but I agree with you. When Call of Duty came out, for the weekend, I jumped on that. I was like, I just need a tiny little break from Vampyr. But
I wanted to beat it because I never have, and I'm like, I want to fucking beat this.
Right.
Just because I want to beat this.
For free, it's great.
Actually, what mode did you play on?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Not the most difficult, just like the middle ground.
Okay, I played on baby story mode.
Okay, now I thought of Andre when I saw that, because he's always saying that games should have a mode where it's just the story, and that's perfect just for him.
Yeah, no, you still fight. Actually, I'll be honest with you though, I never died.
Oh, really?
Not once.
That's the thing. That's the thing about the gameplay of the fighting, is some of it's difficult. Like for me, some of it was difficult. I went into, I think it was the first time I went to Whitechapel, and there was this bunch of vampire hunters that were
Was
really
that like the
difficult.
square when you're in like a square where you've got a stairway going up, a stairway going down, a guy
There's
fucking
like a
in the
tree.
middle?
There's like a tree in the middle.
Yeah.
There's like a big tree in the middle, and
Yes.
there's 3 guys, and then there's another guy with like a crossbow further in. And
The guys
dude,
with that crucifix fucks you up.
those are and I meant to tell you that visually was great. The first time you see it, like you hit the crucifix and it's just this blinding light. Like that's a great idea. I thought that was great. But the first time in Whitechapel, I did it so many times it was difficult. But after a while, once you start updating everything, some of those guys just become really easy.
And just so you're the type of player too where you get all your goods, right? I mean, you don't leave an area until you.
I try not to, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm the same way.
Yeah.
So I never really. Well, in the beginning, I did have to buy some medicine and shit like that here and there. Like the erga something, and then I might have to buy like a good trigger or something like that for some weapon mods in the very, very beginning. But once you get to about where you're at, and maybe even the stage before, or the chapter before that, like nothing. Like you make whatever the fuck you want. Like you've got more than enough materials for everything. Yeah. So I only used, like I said, I would use the surgical saw. Rakesh's his surgical saw.
Yeah, I'll go for that. And the shotgun.
Maxed out. The shotgun from Milton for bosses only for bosses. Every once in a while, I'd pull them out in like one of those Fergal types.
Yeah.
And then this club, and you get it from Whitechapel. It's a fucking club. It's a one-handed club. So you get your stakes and you get your little listed knife and shit like that for because if you have one-handed, your one-handed is like your weapon to maim with, and the fucking other hand's to stun with.
Right.
So that Tracheon club or whatever it is, it's a fucking club. And dude, I'm telling you, that stun was by far the highest. It got up to like 48 on level 5. That's it. Those are the only weapons I used. And I got to a point to where I'd be like, club, suck your blood, suck your blood, suck your blood, club, suck your blood, suck your blood, suck your blood.
Yeah,
swipe you twice, and then done. Everybody. You know what I mean? Like, not challenging at all after a minute.
Yeah, I used it two-handed. The two-handed's great because lots of times it's just like 2 shots and they're, suck the blood. Because I got that to level 5. I think I got that to level 5. It's just such a
slow wind-up.
Yeah.
With the club, and then the stun for that double-handed, it only goes up to like 10 or 15. The stun doesn't go up high enough.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, dude, that fucking surgical saw, and it goes fast. It's 220, but you can fucking swing that thing 4 or 5 times before you can get your second stroke with a 2-hander down. So I got his shit. The little kid, the one with melancholy and who stays up in his room the whole time in fucking Whitechapel, the depressed kid.
Yeah.
Kill him and you get a semi-automatic, like a Colt, like a 1911.
Yeah.
So that one's the shit because it pops off, 8 rounds before you have to reload. So throughout the game, through the merchants, I only bought shotgun shells and fucking bullets, and that was really it because. In a good boss fight, you'll just go through all of that.
Yeah. Would you agree that this is a great game to play in between games like, Assassin's Creed or whatever big games coming up, like, Cyberpunk, like Cyberpunk's coming. So to get you, in that you're bored or you're in a lull, you play this game. Because this really is a decent game. It's a decent game.
Yeah, that's a good game.
You say 7 means meh, which I agree. That's what 7 means. But
everybody's got a different level of meh, though. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Like,
if
you might like it, I might like it. I don't know. It's good enough.
If I bought this though for $60, I would be pretty upset.
Yeah,
I would be upset.
I made it pretty far, and then one of those other fucking bombs dropped that year, and I traded that fucker in quick.
I should really look into it because I'd really like to know why this wasn't finished because it really wasn't finished. I
Yeah,
mean,
it lacks polish. It for sure
yeah, it
lacks
really
polish.
does. I
That's
mean,
its biggest problem.
maybe that's why. Maybe they were just like, I don't know. There's stories in history, especially with, like, movies and stuff, where they put, like, have you ever seen the Weird Al Yankovic movie UHF?
Yep.
Yeah, so I love that movie, right? That's like a funny movie, cult movie. They put that in the summer of Batman, Lethal Weapon 2, Indiana Jones, and it's like there's no way that
No.
was going to, like, and it didn't. It bombed. It didn't survive. It didn't, and that's what I feel like this is. That's that kind of story. Like, you have this game that on its own, it's pretty good, but you went up against Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
That just was not
God
gonna.
of War.
It wasn't gonna
Spider-Man.
happen. Yeah, it was not gonna
Assassin's
happen.
Creed Odyssey.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think at another time and another year with a bit of polish, I think it would have been a lot better than what it was.
And I remember the reviews. That's what the reviews were. They were like,
Sevens.
looks like shit. Gameplay's actually pretty fucking decent.
Yeah. Oh man, it's sad. It's really sad. I am enjoying it though. I still am.
So you thinking about playing another spooky game?
I don't know. We'd have to. I don't know what other game. Are those
Did you ever hit
sales
up that
still
Resident
going on?
Evil?
No.
Did you ever hit those up?
No. I don't know if that sales.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know
Oh, we'll have
either,
to,
but I've got them both. I've got Zero on my PS4, and then I've got the remaster of the first one on my Xbox. And then
Okay.
I mean, you still have 2, right?
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2, the remake.
Yeah. Yep. And 3.
I think I've got that on 64.
Oh. All right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what other spooky games.
I don't know. The
Are
Resident
out
Evil
there that we
games are
might
probably
have.
the best. The best.
Yeah, they are.
The best. I mean, this was a good idea to play this. Oh, let me ask you a question. So this is free. You said this is free on PS Plus. There are a lot of rumors when, right before they announce what game they're going to put out. Did you hear any rumors that you were, like, hoping they would, would be instead of this game?
No, I didn't hear any rumors about that. You remember there were a couple months ago when there were a couple bangers they were promising us, and we ended up getting like fucking city skylights and some other horse shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. There was another game. There was a game that they said that somebody was hoping would be in October because it was October. I'm trying to remember what game it was. I remember
maybe
thinking
Dead by Daylight, maybe.
No, I can't remember.
Let's see, what are the other ones?
It wasn't Dead by Daylight. Definitely not.
Could have been a Resident Evil, like Resident Evil 7 or something.
Maybe.
That one's on Game Pass now, and PlayStation's always kind of trailing Game Pass on shit like that.
Of course they are. I really want to play 7. 7, I've heard is pretty good.
My brother has a VR, and he has it on 7 on it, and it's fucking cool. It's crazy, dude. Like, when you get in it, you're in that room. Well, you're in the room, but it's a fucking video game. Like, it doesn't look real. You know what I mean? It looks like you're inside of a fucking video game. Like, it looks like 360 graphics. Like, the blades of grass look like fucking blades,
Right.
Like knife blades coming out of the ground. And when you walk past it, like, you can see, the broadness up front. And then when you walk to the side of it, like, it's just skinny, like a fucking, like a video game.
Yeah. It's lost now. I wish I could remember what it was, but I completely forgot. But this was still good nonetheless. What's the other game that came out? I can't even remember.
Wasn't it a racing game? Yeah, it was. It was fucking
it's the Need for Speed.
Payback.
Need for Speed. Yeah. I thought about downloading that. No?
No, there was one of them that was really shitty in the last couple of years that came out. I'm pretty sure it's that one. Yeah, because Heat's the good one. Heat's the most recent one. So yeah, it's that one.
Okay.
Payback sucks.
Okay. All right, yeah. But I still enjoy it. I'm definitely going to do what you suggested. Get some of those guns, those weapons. Start killing people.
Yep, those. Yeah, so I got Milton's shotgun. You don't have to kill him. You just buy it off of him.
Right.
But the other ones I killed. I got the automatic pistol off the kid with melancholy. I've got fucking the
is that the
surgical
one
saw.
where the kid with melancholy? Oh yeah. Okay, that's the one where his father is like
Is the tough guy
bruiser for the I killed him. I killed the father.
Killed the kid? Oh, you killed the father?
I killed the father. Yeah.
Oh, then the kid might have left.
Yeah, I gotta look.
Because when I killed the kid, the dad went missing.
Interesting. Okay.
And the kid has his dad's gun. Because it's called Joe's fucking semi-automatic.
Okay. I'll look into it.
I killed him for that semi-automatic. I killed a Edwina Cox because I just didn't like her.
All right.
I forget what weapon she gave me. I think it was like a revolver. Maybe. No, I think it was a shotgun. I think she gave me maybe a double barrel or a pump action. But none of them are as strong maxed out as that Milton's. That Milton's is fucking 691. It's crazy strong.
All right.
And then I killed the other dude that she's banging in that city. That Edwina Cox was. They're always right. Booth. Him, you get a two-handed axe.
Okay.
And that one's pretty sweet. That one, when you do an overhead swipe, that one gets blood back too. That one gives you some blood back. Those are good weapons, the ones that refill your blood meter.
Yeah.
Yep, I enjoyed it. Time to move on.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Yeah. I definitely recommend playing it though, especially now that it's free for this month.
Yeah, you need to beat it real soon just so we can talk about the ending.
Yeah, I will.
It gets nuts. It fucking just nothing that I thought was coming.
Shit, I can't wait now.
And it ties into Corona like crazy.
All right. So, what do you say?
Yep, guys. So please, if you're watching this video, go ahead and ring the bell, hit like and subscribe. We need more subscribers, so just go ahead and do it. We won't bug you too much for it. If you like this episode, tell a friend about it. Or if you like the show, tell a friend about it. If you don't like it, shut the fuck up, man. Keep that to yourself. Also, check us out on the Gamerish Weekly podcast every Thursday night at about 8:30ish. And check out Gamerish Network on Twitch. Check out the Facebook Gamerish Network. Check out we're everywhere. We've got Instagram, Gamerish Network. So I am Michael Brevard Decker, aka CaptainBD, aka tonight I am the Hick, and signing off with me is
the Nick. Bye.
See you guys.